The New York Times article that I've chosen is titled "When Rage Explodes, Brain Damage May Be the Cause," and this was written by Goldman in 1990. I believe the purpose of this article is to shed some light on the connection between brain damage and uncontrollable rage, and maybe give some insight to the people who are suffering from this, the possible causes, explanations, and treatments for it. And what I've learned from this is that head trauma can cause extreme rage, and that almost all the people on death row suffer from head trauma, and that when neurological damage is paired with an abusive childhood, it can cause a person to be extremely violent. Also, that sedatives are not the best medication for people who suffer from uncontrollable rage, because it can cause them to be zombie-like, and there are better and other medications that can help them live a more normal life. And if I were to do further research on this subject, I would look into car accidents where people suffer from head trauma and see how many of these, or what percentage of these people also suffer from rage. And I would also like to know if they are being properly treated, or if it's being seen as something other than the actual cause, which can be from the car accident. And what I expect from these results is that people are not noticing that the head trauma is what actually is causing their rage, and they're not receiving the proper treatment. And how this article relates to physiological psychology is that it shows how physical damage to the brain causes an emotional damage, and how it pinpoints the exact parts of the brain where, if damaged, anger cannot be controlled. Also, it talks about Alzheimer's. Well, it gives an example how Alzheimer's relates to the brain damage that causes rage, because people who suffer from Alzheimer's also can't control their emotions as well. And the story in the beginning of the book where the kid was given a lesser sentence because his metabolism was off relates to how the people on death row also commit violent crimes because they have brain damage.